Welcome back to Everyday English Podcast, where we train your ears, not just your eyes. In the next 10 minutes, we are going to fix the reason you panic when native speakers open their mouths. Picture this. It is 8 in the morning. You are standing in a busy coffee shop. There is noise everywhere. Cups clinking, machines hissing. You have practiced your order in your head 5 times. You are ready. But then the barista looks at you and says, "'S gonna be all?" And you just freeze. Your heart stops. You smile nervously. You have no idea what just happened.
Ugh, I hate that feeling. I remember when I first moved to London, I did exactly that. The barista asked me something fast, I panicked, and I just said yes. I ended up paying for a large blueberry muffin that I didn't want and didn't eat. I felt so small.
That panic wasn't because of speed. It was because of a ghost word. And by the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to hear them, so you never have to buy that accidental muffin again.
I love that name, ghost words. It sounds spooky, but it is actually just grammar, isn't it?
Exactly. It is invisible grammar. You see, Sarah, most students learn English with their eyes. They read textbooks. In a textbook, every word is the same size. Do you want a cup of coffee? Every word is clear. But your ears? Your ears do not hear that.
Right. If I spoke like a textbook, I would sound like a robot. Do you want a cup of coffee?
And nobody speaks like that. In real life, native speakers destroy words. We crush them, we eat them, we turn big grammatical words into tiny little sounds that barely exist. These are the ghost words.
So when that barista said, "'S gonna be all," what was he actually saying?
He was saying, "Is that going to be all?" Meaning, is that everything you want to order?
Wow, is that going to be all? That is 6 words, but he made it sound like one long noise.
Exactly. The ghost words in that sentence were is, that, to, and be. They disappeared. The only words he stressed, the only words he said clearly were going and all.
"'S gonna be all?"
Perfect. And this is the secret, Sarah. English is a stress-timed language. That means we only focus on the important words, the nouns, the main verbs, the adjectives, the information words. Everything else, the grammar words like to, for, at, do, can, we crush them to keep the rhythm.
So if you are listening for "do you want to go," you are going to fail. You need to listen for the rhythm.
Precisely. Today we are going to run a listening lab. We are going to look at the 3 most common types of ghost words that confuse learners. We are going to practice them, and then we are going to test our listeners.
I'm ready. I think the most common one I hear from students is the word to. It never sounds like to.
You are right. That is ghost word number 1, prepositions. Let's look at to, T-O. In your head, it sounds like to, like the number 2. But in a sentence, it becomes t, or just t.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Listen to this sentence. I have to go to work.
Okay, slow and clear.
Now natural speed. I have to go to work.
Oh, I hear it.
I have to go to work. It's almost like a little explosion of air. It isn't a word anymore. Exactly. It's the schwa sound, the most common sound in English. It's that weak sound, t. If you are listening for to, you will miss it.
I have a friend who always gets confused with for as well. He thinks people are saying the number 4.
Yes, for is a classic ghost word. We almost never say for, we say fur.
Fur, like fur on a cat?
Exactly. This is for you becomes this is for you.
This is for you. That is so much faster. It connects to the next word immediately.
And that is why listening is hard. Students are waiting for the space between the words. They are waiting for the silence. But ghost words act like glue. They stick the important words together. This is for you. It's one block of sound.
So if I am a listener and I am in that coffee shop, I shouldn't try to separate the words.
No, never try to separate. Try to hear the music. Let's try another one. This is the one that causes the most trouble in questions. The auxiliary verbs. Do, does, did.
Ugh, these are the worst, because in grammar class the teacher says to make a question you must use do or does. It is so important.
It is grammatically important, but acoustically, it's invisible. Listen to this. What do you want?
Okay, 4 words.
Natural speed. What do you want?
The do is completely gone. It became a duh?
It became a quick flap of the tongue. What-a-ya. The do and the you melted together. If you are listening for do, you will panic. You need to listen for what.
This actually explains a lot. I remember watching a movie once and the character said how to go. I rewound it 3 times. I was looking for how did it go, but he just said how'd.
How'd. That is the ghost word, did. It hides behind the question word. How did becomes how'd. Where did becomes where'd. Why did becomes why'd.
It feels like native speakers are lazy. Are we lazy, Tom? Why don't we just pronounce the words?
That is a great question. It is not laziness, it is efficiency. Think about running. If you lifted your knees as high as possible for every single step, you would get tired very fast. You wouldn't be able to run smoothly. Ghost words are how we run smoothly in English. If we pronounced every to and do perfectly, the conversation would be clunky. It would stop and start.
So we smooth out the bumps to keep the speed up.
Exactly. And if you want to understand natural English, and if you want to sound natural yourself, you have to stop lifting your knees so high. You have to start gliding.
Okay, I want to try this. Can we do a simulation?
I was hoping you would ask. Let's do a role play. We are going to meet for lunch. First, let's do it the textbook way. No ghost words. Every word is stressed.
Okay, robot mode engaged.
Hello, Sarah. What do you want to eat?
I do not know. I am going to go to the sandwich shop. Do you want to come?
Yes, I can meet you at 1 o'clock.
That was painful. It felt so aggressive.
It felt angry, didn't it? When you stress every word, you sound angry or impatient. Now let's do it the natural way. We will use ghost words. Listen to how the grammar words disappear. Okay, relaxed mode. Hey, Sarah, what do you want to eat?
I don't know. I'm gonna go to the sandwich shop. Do you want to come?
Yeah, I can meet you at 1.
Wow, do you want to come? That is the ultimate ghost word sentence. Do you want to became Juana.
Juana. It sounds like a name, Joanna, but it is actually 4 words. Do you want to?
This is the key, isn't it? If our listeners can start identifying these blocks, Juana, gonna, hafta, they won't get stuck translating word for word.
Exactly. You stop listening for grammar and you start listening for patterns.
Before we move on to the listening lab, I have to ask, does this apply to professional situations or is this just for casual coffee shops?
That is a very common myth. People think ghost words are slang. They think, oh, I will speak properly at work. But even in a business meeting, even in a presentation, we use ghost words. We might not say Juana, but we will definitely say ta instead of to, and fur instead of for.
So if I am in a job interview and the interviewer asks, can you tell me about your experience? They are not going to say, can you? They are going to say, can ya?
Can you tell me? Exactly. Can is almost always reduced to na. I can do it. Can you help me? So this really is a survival skill. It is not just slang. It is absolutely essential, and that is why we are going to train it right now. I am a little nervous. Is this going to be a test? Think of it as a game. We are going to enter the listening lab. Here's how it works. I am going to play the role of the fast speaker. I will say a short sentence at natural speed. I want you, Sarah, and everyone listening at home, to find the ghost word. Okay, so I need to identify which word disappeared? Exactly. I will say the sentence. You have 3 seconds to shout out the missing word. Are you ready? I am ready. Listeners, are you ready? Let's do this. Sentence number 1. Listen carefully. Ham and eggs. Oh, that was fast. Ham and eggs. What was the ghost word? It was and. You didn't say and. You just said a sound. N. Ham and eggs. Correct. And is almost always just N in spoken English. Fish and chips, rock and roll, black and white. Okay, that was an easy one. Give me a harder one. Sentence number 2. Listen to the verb. I can swim. I can swim. What was the ghost word? It was can, but you barely opened your mouth. I can swim. It was just a throat sound. That is the power of the schwa. If I said I can swim with a strong A, it would mean I am contradicting you, like you think I can't, but I can. But in a normal sentence, it is a ghost word. I can swim. This is tricky. If you miss that little n, you might not know if the person can or cannot do it. Actually, can't usually keeps its stress. I can't swim. The T stops the air, but can disappears. I can swim. So the positive disappears and the negative stays strong. That is a huge tip for listening. Huge. Okay, last one. This is a phrase you will hear every day. Nice to meet ya. Nice to meet ya. What are the ghost words? You, definitely you. It became cha. Yes, when a T sound meets a Y sound, like meet you, they mix together and become cha, meetcha. Is that why don't you becomes duncha? Exactly. Don't you know? It is connected speech. The words merge.
I feel like my ears are opening up. It is like I was looking at a blurry picture and suddenly the camera focused.
That is the goal. But Sarah, before we continue, I want to take a quick second to tell our listeners something important. If you are enjoying this deep dive into the real sounds of English, and you want to make sure you get these lessons every single day, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We don't just teach you words, we teach you how to actually live in English.
And turn on the bell so you don't miss the next time we decode a mystery like this.
Absolutely. Now, Sarah, I want to talk about why this matters for exams. A lot of our listeners are preparing for IELTS or TOEFL. Does this ghost word stuff really help with a formal academic test?
Oh, more than you think. I used to be an IELTS examiner, and let me tell you, Section 3 of the listening test is a nightmare for this.
Section 3 is usually a conversation between students and a professor, right?
Yes, and because it is a conversation, it is faster, it has interruptions, and it is full of ghost words. I had a student once who missed a whole answer because of the word would.
How did that happen?
The speaker on the tape said, "I'd go if I were you." The student heard, "I go." He thought it was present tense, but the speaker said, "I'd." That tiny soft D was the ghost word for would. It changed the whole meaning to hypothetical.
That is a tragedy. Losing points because of one letter?
It happens all the time. I've done it versus I done it. He's going versus he going. The auxiliary verbs, have, is, would, they are almost always ghosts. If you can't hear them, you get the grammar wrong.
So, training your ears for ghost words isn't just about ordering coffee. It's about accuracy. It helps you hear the tense, the mood, and the intention.
Exactly. It gives you the full picture.
So, how do we fix this? We can't just memorize every ghost word in the dictionary. There are too many combinations.
No, you can't memorize them, but you can change how you listen. I call it the 10% rule.
What is the 10% rule?
Well, in any English sentence, about 90% of the syllables are unstressed or weak. Only about 10% are the big, stressed information words.
Okay.
Most learners try to listen to the 100%. They try to catch every single syllable. That is why they panic. They get overwhelmed. The 10% rule says, ignore the ghosts. Focus only on the stressed words.
So if I hear "s'gonna be all," I should just listen for "going" and "all"?
Yes. If you hear going and all in a coffee shop context, your brain can fill in the rest. Is that going to be all?
It is like connect the dots. You don't need to draw every line perfectly. You just need to see the big dots, the main words, and the picture appears.
Exactly. Trust your brain. Your brain is smart. If you hear time goes station, your brain knows the sentences it is time to go to the station. You don't need to hear the it is or the to.
That takes a lot of pressure off. It means I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be attentive to the rhythm.
Precisely. Listen for the loud beats. The loud beats carry the meaning. The quiet beats, the ghosts, are just the glue.
I love that. And it brings us back to that first moment in the coffee shop. The panic, the freeze. The next time you are in that line, Sarah, what are you going to do?
Next time, I am not going to try to translate. I'm going to watch the barista's face. I'm going to listen for the loud words, and I'm going to expect the ghosts.
And you are definitely not going to buy a blueberry muffin if you don't want one.
Never again. I'm ordering a croissant, and I am going to understand the price too.
That is the spirit. Now, we have thrown a lot of ghost words at you today. Gonna, wanna, hafta, jeet.
Jeet? What is jeet?
Oh my goodness, jeet yet? Did you eat yet?
That is advanced level ghost hunting right there.
It is, and that brings us to our challenge for you today. We want to know which ghost word haunts you the most. Yes, what is one phrase that you hear in movies or at work or in the street that just sounds like total gibberish?
Maybe it sounds like, "Gow's it going?" Maybe it sounds like, "What you doing?" Write it in the comments exactly how it sounds to your ears. Spell it phonetically.
We will read through them and help you decode what the ghost words are. It's going to be fun to see what you guys hear.
It's the first step to mastering them, identifying the enemy.
Absolutely. And if you're feeling motivated right now, if you want to test your ears immediately, we have a special playlist for you.
It's called the Fast English Practice Playlist. It's right here on the channel. We take 5 more real-life scenarios, the bank, the doctor, the taxi, and we break down the fast speech just like we did today.
It is the perfect way to spend the next 20 minutes. Go train those ears. Remember, English isn't just about the words you see on the page. It is about the music you hear in the air.
Don't be afraid of the ghosts. Listen for the rhythm.
Thanks for listening to Everyday English Podcast.
See you next time.